Today is National Lasagna Day.
And we are celebrating the layered cheesy dish with Carmine's. Joining us this morning is the executive chef of Carmine's Penn Quarter, Laurence Cohen. Laurence, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I tell you, anybody who can make a good lasagna is a good friend of mine. Where do we begin?
Well, you know, at Carmine's, we're known for family-style portions and very large portions all together. So as you can see up here, we have our lasagna, but you guys, we're actually going to build a lasagna together and go over some of the little tricks and trades of what is right and what is not right to do. So most importantly, we actually have scaled down our size for today. Usually ours stands about 6 inches tall. We're using a 2-inch pan. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take a ladle and we're just going to take some marinara sauce. We're just going to spread it all along the bottom. The reason why we do this is so when you're cooking, the bottom noodles don't get burnt or scorched, and it'll allow for some flexibility when you're trying to carve out the.
I'm just going to turn this side.
Perfect.
So to see it, but.
All right.
And what's in your ideal marinara?
Ideal marinara, you know, basic core mirepoix. You have carrots, onions, celery, garlic, fresh tomatoes from Italy, which we import, which is actually part of our classic marinara sauce. And then after we actually take that, we're going to take our long noodles, and we're going to lay one right across all the way down. And we're going to take the next one as well. And you probably want to have them just touching. You don't want to have overlapping.
You do not want to
No, so we have them right there, so they're perfectly laying inside. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our ricotta mix.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Why don't you want them touching?
You don't want them touching because you want some space to break through, so when it's cooking, all the layers will come together.
Okay.
You may want to put it down just a little bit. And then what's great to use, a back of a spoon is the best thing to use when you're trying to spread out your cheese so it gets a nice even coat all across.
And your cheese, where does that come from?
This is this ricotta. This is a Calabro Italian ricotta that we then add our herbs, parsley, basil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and just a touch of sugar.
If people wanted to go with some other options for the actual pasta, maybe a whole wheat, would that be something?
You can get whole wheat pasta, yes. Actually, at Carmine's on Sundays, we actually do a vegetarian lasagna. Actually, want to put a little bit of our cheese right on top. So we have 3 cheeses, and then this right here is our mozzarella, nice thick. All right. Then we're going to take another set of lasagna noodles, and we're going to go cross this way. And the important thing about going crossways is when you're actually making it and it sets, sometimes when you notice you cut it, everything squeezes out the sides. This will actually allow it to form solid. And then when you go to cut it, it will form this nice perfect squares that we have right there.
Never thought to do
great
that.
tip.
Okay? So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our meat sauce. And the meat sauce we use at Carmine's is actually a mix of ground beef and ground veal. That just allows for more flavor using some of the younger meat with the veal.
Can I go back to the pasta? Let me ask.
Absolutely.
I was mentioning earlier that my mom, she's had 5 kids, a busy household. She would not cook the pasta beforehand.
No, some people choose to. If you're using fresh pasta, you can actually use it uncooked. We actually at Carmine's use cooked pasta. It allows for more consistency. Sometimes you're using uncooked pasta and you put it in, it may not cook evenly.
Okay.
So that may cause some challenges.
So you mentioned that you have veal here as well as
Yes.
ground beef. What spices are in this?
We have basil, oregano, thyme, salt, pepper, and of course our basic mirepoix as well. And then we have that. We're going to put a little bit of herbs on top. All right.
It smells incredible.
And then we're going to put a little bit more sauce.
Now, for a vegetarian lasagna, what's key to making that?
Well, our vegetarian lasagna, we actually use mushrooms, spinach, and we actually serve with our pasta specials. A little over here.
We're putting you to the work.
Yes,
with these
yes, we're actually
highlights.
working. Then we're going to come back across, and we're going to go the opposite way just like we did. And then we're going to go there.
So you're known for your deep dishes, your big family style dishes. For a small family, a mom and dad and a child, or a family of 4. We don't want as much lasagna. What's the ideal depth of the dish? Because that's really critical to it.
Well, we actually go with 6 inches because when we cook it, we cook for about 1 hour and 25 minutes at 350 in our ovens, and this will allow for us to get
1 hour 25 minutes.
Hour and 25 minutes at 350 degrees in a 6-inch hotel pan, which actually is pretty big, and you can see right there. And then we also offer our eggplant parm. And eggplant parm is actually as well considered lasagna. As you can see right here, it's layered. So basically anything layered with cheese and whatever you use is considered lasagna. So our eggplant parm can actually be considered that as well.
So lasagna is a
yummy.
layered dish.
Layered dish, exactly. And we're going to use the shorter noodles now again, and we're going to come back across. As you can see, it's just starting to build, a little solid. And usually layers, we go with 4 layers. We have 2 meat, 3 cheese, and of course we won't get that full coverage here. And then we'll go with a little bit more sauce.
How about seafood lasagna? What's the right meat for lasagna?
Seafood lasagna, depending on whatever you like. Some people have a shellfish allergy, but I personally, I would like to use shrimp, scallops for a seafood lasagna. And you also want to make sure you mix the sauce together. This way, when you're mixing it together, it doesn't bleed out. You get a lot of water from the seafood, so you want to incorporate those sauces together. And this way, it will definitely hold together better.
Sometimes when you eat lasagna, it seems a little dry. Is that the lack of sauce that we're experiencing?
Lack of sauce, and also if you have too much pasta and not enough of the other ingredients, you may have a challenge and stuff.
Okay.
Well, we've got a copy of the Carmine's lasagna recipe, and we will get that out. We'll tweet it out to Let's Talk Live's Twitter handle. One more reason to follow us there. But we appreciate you coming in.
Oh, not a
Lawrence.
problem, not a problem.
And it smells amazing. I hope you are hungry at home just hearing about all this.
Yeah,
'Cause it is
come by
delicious.
Carmine's. You can definitely, we have takeout, carry out, whatever you need. Be happy to make it for you and stuff.
Chef Laurence Cohen, we thank you so much. And coming up, traveling with your family can be fun.